Came up recently, there was a video of Snatam Kaur. She was at a concert in Barcelona and there were thousands of people there. Most of those, probably very few of them were Sikhs. And they were chanting Waheguru during that portion of the video, and people were just in joy and moving around and swaying their body, and there were all these negative comments and people were like, oh my God, this is wrong. How can they? And I was a little like, when I saw that video, I was like, I saw something very different. It was this whole, wow, I was so inspired to see so many people expressing this joy of singing Waheguru, and what a blessing for these people who may not ever have the chance to become a Sikh or learn this lifestyle, that they were there and expressing whatever came to them.
Look, the whole universe is dancing. Atoms are dancing. Molecules are dancing. The cells in your body are dancing. The energy is dancing. Everything is dancing. Everything is dancing to the Shabad. The whole universe is moving and dancing. Dancing. Dancing is life. This isn't about dancing. This is about somebody's judgment. Does this mean that as you go up and you become 9, 10 on the holy meter, that means you should always sit absolutely seriously and never move around? Because the more still you sit, the holier you are? You think it's disrespectful to move your body? Look, this is about somebody's judgment, about energy in the second chakra. That when you're dancing, there's a juice, there's a flow, the energy is moving, right? And in that, there's an ecstasy. If you want to express that energy through your second chakra, and you want to bump and grind and everything, that's how that energy is coming out. But when you act afraid of it, and you say, that's wrong, that's bad, that's lust, this dancing is wrong, therefore, then it becomes all dancing is wrong. Where do you draw the line between good dancing and bad dancing? Between right dancing and wrong dancing? All right? Then you have to say, well, we'll just say all dancing is bad. That's okay. You can say whatever you want. God is still dancing. That's the nature of God. To be moving, to be dancing, to be in a rhythm, to be in a beat. It's the nature of life.
का चाओ सिर दर गली गली मेरी आओ तुम्हारे पैर धरी जय सिर दीजे कान न कीजे बोले सोनिहा साथ श्री अकाल।
Waheguਰੂ Ka Khalsa, Waheguਰੂ Ki Fateh. What you're viewing here are the Yogi Bhajan Tantric yogis dancing wildly and carrying on after their 5 days of Tantric yoga that they've been practicing in the desert there in northern New Mexico, Espanola, New Mexico. Now, these people, some of them call themselves Sikhs. They wear dastars, even though they carry on with un-Sikh-like activities like these. They use names like Singh, Kaur, and Khalsa. And it's pretty much all Yogi Bhajan's fault. No matter what their commitment was to Sikhi, named these people, gave them Singh, Kaur, and Khalsa in their names. And to this day, they continue to do these tantric mantras and dancing and carrying on wildly like hippies, basically. Not indicative of Sikh lifestyle or Sikh values. Now, what makes this particularly disrespectful of Sikhi and the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji is that they're dancing essentially in the darbar of the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. Now, you can see here, this is where the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji is kept. Just a few feet away from where they're dancing and carrying on wildly and with all this music. Now there's an Akam pot going on in there too. I attended this summer solstice for some 20 years or so, so I'm very familiar with the whole setup here. I would read in the Akam pot sometimes when this dancing was going on, and it's just impossible to hear or to concentrate on the Gurbani. People enter from the side door right over here, and when you open the door, then Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji is exposed directly to all of this dancing and carrying on. And again, this is a very thin plastic garage door, so you can hear all of the music and carrying on and dancing outside. It's very distracting and very disrespectful. It's really complete beadbi. Now, I've written to Yogi Bhajan leaders and to SikhNet. I've written to the Sikh Dharma International, and they refuse to change. They just continue to do these un-Sikh-like activities with impunity. I would suggest that people who donate to SikhNet and these other Yogi Bhajan organizations just stop donating to them until they change these activities. Just look at this guy here is jumping around like a wild animal right there. Unbelievable. They take the stars off and just go crazy after these tantric yogas. All their energy is just, spurting out, and it's just wild. It's crazy. It's really crazy. So I was part of this group for, 30 years or so, and it was just a real eye-opener for me when I read this book by Dr. Trilochan Singh, who spent like some few months with Yogi Bhajan in the 1977s, in the 70s, late 70s. And he just revealed a lot of these un-Sikh-like activities that Yogi Bhajan taught, and that the 3HO people, these Yogi Bhajan Tantric yogis, carry on with to this day. So not much has changed. It seems like their numbers are about the same. I'm looking at the amount of people that are there. It actually looks a little less than it has been in the past. Usually get maybe 1,000 people to come to this event. And I don't think the return rate is very good. People come once and then they get kind of disenchanted and then they leave. But what's really disturbing is how SikhNet has been traveling around. I noticed they went to New York and New Jersey and taught some classes to some of the young Sikhs there. I just very disturbed about how they're probably teaching them in these tantric yoga ways and getting their influence, their claws into these young Sikhs. Very disturbing. So again, I would suggest that you write SikhNet, write these people and tell them to stop these practices. And like I said, if you donate to them, just stop donating. They get lots and lots of money from their yogi tea organizations and these Akal Security, which are multi-million-dollar corporations. They get huge grants from them, so they don't need the money. They just take it and they use it for their tantric events and then live off of the innocent earnings of innocent Sikhs. So I don't think Sikhs want their money to go towards a bunch of beach bums. They just carry on like this, and this is how they spend their time. All right, well, thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, write or call me. I'm open to answering any questions. My name is Gursant Singh, and I've written a book called Confessions of an American Sikh, which I'd be happy to send you a free PDF copy of. If you just write me, I can give you my email address in the description to this video. Thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Gurmukh Singh Ji, you have been insulting me publicly for many years now with your comments on the internet that say that I am a liar and I'm misleading Sikhs about the anti-Sikh practices that are going on there at the Yogi Bhajan Dera. So now it is time for you to put up or shut up. That's why I am challenging you here today to a face-to-face debate or discussion, whatever you want to call it, where we sit down and video record in front of the Sikh Sangat our different arguments. Here is your opportunity to become more than just an internet warrior, Here is a chance for you to put up your arguments in front of mine, face to face, where we can show the entire worldwide Sikh Sangat who's telling the truth. So Gurmukh Singh, we can either sit down in New Mexico where you live and have an old-fashioned Western showdown at high noon, or we can meet here in the UK where I am right now, have a spot of tea together, or we could even meet in Kenya in Africa, where you're going to be this weekend. You can have a rumble in the jungle. I don't care where we meet, but we have an obligation, you have an obligation, I have an obligation to show the worldwide Sangat who is telling the truth here. Now, I put, for your convenience and the convenience of others who may be watching this video, a video that I made a few months back showing all of the Sikh Rahat Maryada violations, the different un-Sikh-like practices that are going on there at the Yogi Bhajan Dera. This was a video where I addressed your article called Universal Sikhi, where you made specific references to how people like me are waging what you call a hate campaign against your community and the Yogi Bhajan Dera. Gurmukh Singh, we don't hate you. All we want to do is see the truth. We want to bring you into the correct Khalsa way, the correct Sikh path. That's all we want to do, Gurmukh. So watch this video again and get back to me. You can message me on Facebook, on YouTube. I'll even put my email address and my phone number in the description to this video. Call me. Let's sit down. Let's have a face-to-face discussion like grown-up human beings, like grown-up and mature Sikhs. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Gurmukh Singh, and today I will be giving a response to the SikhNet director and founder, Gurmukh Singh, who has posted a message on SikhNet recently. Dear Gurmukh Singh Ji, in reading your recent article, you make some points that need to be answered. You say, and I'm quoting Gurmukh Singh, detractors will try to tell me how yoga is against Sikhi without even understanding what I practice and the practical benefits of it to a householder. End quote from Gurmukh. And then I respond, there is nothing to understand. Yogi Bhajan's tantric yoga, as he taught it and you still practice it, is against Sikhi, always was and always will be. Read the SRM, the Sikh Rahat Maryada. The Rahatnamas of Bhai Daya Singh Ji and Bhai Nand Lal Ji, that a Khalsa should not practice any tantric yoga asanas, yantras, mantras, and tantras. Sikhs may hold differing opinions on physical yoga asanas, such as some of the Kundalini yoga that you practice. Some believe it is totally against Sikhi, others believe it is fine as long as it is regarded as an exercise for fitness. But they all agree on this. Tantric yoga asanas and the tantras and mantras of Yogi Bhajan are not a part of Sikhi. Dr. Trilochan Singh outlined this quite clearly in a book after spending months with Yogi Bhajan in the late 1970s. I'm sure by now you've at least heard of his book, Sikhism and Tantric Yoga, which I encourage you to read, if for no other reason, to try and understand how most of the Sikh world views Yogi Bhajan, 3HO, and the un-Sikh-like practices Yogi Bhajan taught you and you so stubbornly are attached to. Here is a link where you can download the book for free as a PDF, and I'll put this in the description to the video. Then you say, Gurmukh, and I quote Gurmukh Singh here again, Then there are some people who have so much anger or hate inside themselves that they have made it their mission to slander, spread false and misleading information, making every attempt to put down Siddhi Singh Sahib, Harbhajan Singh, Khalsa, and Sikhs from Western origin in a supposed attempt to save others from us, as if they know the right way. And now when Guru Mustak refers to this Siddhi Singh Sahib, this is Yogi Bhajan. This Siddhi Singh Sahib was this fake name that Yogi Bhajan made up and the Bhajanists still use. Then I say to Guru Mustak, well, there's a great deal of judgment here on your part. Does it not occur to you that rather than hate, there are a lot of people who feel extremely concerned about the way that Yogi Bhajan's Sikh Dharma and 3HO are practicing a form of Sikhi that is not congruent with the SRM and is moving further away on a daily basis? Now, I have put slides and pictures here for you to view which show a lot of these un-Sikh-like practices, and we'll go over some of those specifically after I finish this statement to Guru Mustak. Guru Mustak, does it ever occur to you that these individuals feel the need to point these un-Sikh-like practices out? Can you not see that this attempt to set the record straight is not motivated by hate, but by a genuine concern for the future of Sikhi? I see this concern on Sikh discussion groups from all around the world. Many Sikhs are genuinely worried about the direction that 3HO and Sikh Dharma are taking, as you can read on this forum. And I've put a link to one of these Sikh forums. Furthermore, false and misleading information can easily be defeated with facts. I have yet to see you, SikhNet or other SD members, meet any of this so-called false and misleading information with facts. Your usual response is to either ignore the info, delete it from the forum if you have the power to do so, or to indulge in what is called an ad hominem attack, to attack the character of the messenger. This is what you are doing in your article when you say, there are some people who have so much anger or hate inside themselves. How do you know, Guru Mustak, that they are motivated by hate? How do you know that they are not genuinely concerned? Has SikhNet never responded to legitimate concerns by Sikhs that Yogi Bhajan was given Hindu last rites by his wife, Inderjeet Kaur Putty, and many 3HO members participated in Rishikesh, as Anju Kaur at the Sikh Free Press so clearly revealed in our article published almost 4 years ago, now because SikhNet believes the story is false, or that you think Anju Kaur is engaging in a hate campaign? Now, Guru Mustak, about knowing the right way. As you know, Sikh is a path of discipline, and there are rules. Of course, Sikhs are very independent people, and over the centuries, many different interpretations of the rules set up by Guru Sahib sprang up. Thus, in the early part of the 20th century, a document was produced with the approval of the SGPC and the Panth called the Sikh Maryada. It codified all the different rules and customs of Sikhi into a form that was approved by the SGPC and the Panth. Many respected Sikh saints and scholars contributed to its creation. It is readily available in Punjabi and in English, and may even be posted on SikhNet. It's really very simple, Guru Mustak. Either you follow the SRM or you don't. For example, the SRM specifically prohibits the veneration of any graves or monuments erected to honor the memory of a deceased person. Yet we have seen the followers of Yogi Bhajan who now want to create a huge bronze murti, 10-foot high murti of Yogi Bhajan, and you see the Bhajanist bowing to his memorial in Espanola, as was done in the elaborate 4-day celebration 3HO and Sikh Dharma hosted at Yogi Bhajan's ranch in October 2014. Now again, in this video, you'll see the letter that this Sikh Dharma International sent out, which is promoting this fundraiser to build this 10-foot high bronze murti of Yogi Bhajan, which will be placed at his death spot and used for murti puja. They want to raise $82,000 to build this murti. It's really appalling. So, Guru Mustak, SRM also prohibits the performance of home, the Hindu ritual, lighting of ritual fire and pouring intermittently clarified butter, food grains, etc. into it for propitiating gods for fulfillment of a purpose. There's ample evidence on the internet of Yogi Bhajan's longtime students and family members who call themselves Sikhs and use Singh, Kaur, and Khalsa in their names, not only participating in this ritual, but organizing and publicizing it. This is simply not allowed by SRM. To do these kind of things flaunts the very intent of SRM and offends the sensibilities of devout Sikhs. When this is brought to your attention by concerned individuals, your response is to say that this is an interfaith event. No, Guru Mustak, it is a Hindu worship of their fire god. You, Guru Mustak, say they spread false info saying we regard Yogi Bhajan as our guru. So this is Guru Mustak telling people like me and other concerned Sikhs that we are spreading false info saying we regard Yogi Bhajan as their guru. My response is, well, apart from the fact that Yogi Bhajan was heard to refer to himself as the guru on more than one occasion, and I want to just comment on that. I heard Yogi Bhajan say to their Khalsa council, he said, I am, as far as you are concerned, I am the guru. That's what he said in this Khalsa council meeting. He was very angry, shouting at the Khalsa council and his Khalsa council, and he says, as far as you're concerned, I am the guru. That's what he said. Then there's also an article on the Sikh Free Press where Bhajan Singh experienced where Yogi Bhajan told him that told him that he was the guru. So several people, I know them personally, heard Yogi Bhajan say that he was the guru. Bhajan Singh talks about this in an article. You can read about it there at the Sikh Free Press. So, well apart from the fact that Yogi Bhajan was heard to refer to himself as the guru on more than one occasion, let us take as a frame of reference a report recently published from the recent Khalsa Council meeting. This report was by SS Guru Jot Kar Khalsa, Secretary General, Sikh Dharma International, Khalsa Council, dated November 5th, 2014. It's right here, this copy of the picture of the report, screenshot of the report, just went by in the video. Now, the Khalsa Council is supposed to be a representative body whose function is to guide the Bhajanist Panth. And we will refer to the Yogi Bhajan disciples as the Bhajanists, because that's what they are. They follow Yogi Bhajan, and they should be called Bhajanists. I say that because there's never anyone, talking about the Khalsa Council, there's never anyone on this Khalsa Council who is not a Bhajanist, which makes the name Khalsa Council presumptuous, to say the least. Nevertheless, let us examine the report by way of noting the number of times certain words were used. Here are the numbers. Siddhi Singh Sahib, which is this fake name again for Yogi Bhajan, or Yogi Bhajan, was used 31 times in this Khalsa Council letter. Guru Ram Das Ji was used 6. All other Guru Sahib, including the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib Ji, was used 0 times. Khalsa Council was used 22 times. Khalsa, other than Khalsa Council, was used 0 times. The word Panth was used once. Siddhi Singh Sahib's teachings was used 6 times. The word yoga was used 6 times. The word Gurbani was used 0 times, and the word Simran was used 0 times, and the word Seva was used 0 times. So, the so-called Khalsa Council report does not actually mention the Khalsa. It does not mention Guru Nanak Sahib Ji, nor any of the other Guru Sahibans, save Guru Ram Das Ji. It does not mention Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, yet it manages to mention Yogi Bhajan 31 times. Yoga and Yogi Bhajan's teachings each have 6 mentions, but Gurbani, Simran, and Seva have none. The report closes by saying, and I quote this Khalsa Council report, "In closing, the meetings we did the Tritakam meditation together, and members shared how the Siddhi Singh Sahib touched our lives." End quote. Now, for all of you who are not familiar with this Tritakam meditation, this is the one where the Bhajanists meditate by staring at Yogi Bhajan's picture. And I'll put a link to a YouTube video which shows how they do this meditation. So instead of finishing the meetings with an ardas, finishing this Khalsa meetings with an ardas, and then Hukam Nama of Guru Sahib Ji, this Khalsa Council, Yogi Bhajan's Khalsa Council, finished with a meditation on Yogi Bhajan's picture. Guru Mustak, Yogi Bhajan may not be a guru to you in name, but your actions show that you regard him as such. The true Khalsa of Guru Gobind Singh Ji would never, ever, ever engage in such un-Sikh-like practices. Guru Mustak, you say, when I was a teenager and finding my way, I went through a phase of experimentation with drugs, alcohol, smoking, partying, etc. If my family, friends, and community cast me out during this time, then I would be a very different person than I am today. Guru Mustak, no one wants to cast you out. Neither you nor your fellow 3HO and Sikh Dharma companions. I don't understand what your point is here. Are you suggesting that you and the other Yogi Bhajan students are experimenting with your own version of Sikhi, and we should just tolerate you until you have run your course? Well, Guru Mustak, the experiment in Sikhi has been going on for 45 years, and it's time to get real. There are many un-Sikh-like practices that in which you all participate that we regular Sikhs would be derelict in our duty if we did not at least attempt to guide you to live by true Sikh values. Much as your family must have tried to show you that your adolescent ways were ultimately destructive. If you, Guru Mustak, really want to pursue this metaphor of Yogi Bhajan students being like adolescents, misbehaving, then I would remind you that teenagers are notoriously unreceptive to advice, no matter how well-meaning. Perhaps, Guru Mustak, that is why SikhNet deletes any posts that are in any way critical of Yogi Bhajan, 3HO, or Sikh Dharma. Guru Mustak Singh, we regular Sikhs simply want you to change your ways to align with the Sikh Rehet and drop these Yogi Bhajan-inspired un-Sikh-like practices. Such things as Tantric Yoga, astrology, the crazy mantras that Yogi Bhajan made up, Guru Yoga, staring at Yogi Bhajan's photo, as we've shown in this video. This practice of Hindu pujas, the wearing of gemstones for power and energy, and the keeping of Yogi Bhajan's fingernails in Gutka Sabs, as Gurmukh Singh, the director of SikhNet, professes to do. There are many of these practices, un-Sikh-like practices, that are going on there. And I've been showing, again, doing yoga in the Darbar Sahib, the placement of Yogi Bhajan's tantric photos and paintings inside the Darbar of the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib. These are all practices that we want the Bhajanists to stop. So this list can go on and on for a long time, but all these things have no place in Sikhi. So, in conclusion, Guru Mustak, we have no illusions this will be easy, nor will it happen overnight, nor perhaps anytime soon. But we are not going to go away. We too have dedicated our lives to Sikhi, and it wounds us deeply to see our beautiful path being warped and twisted. We will be watching and will be reminding you of how our beloved Guru Sahib told us to live our lives. How you react, Guru Mustak, to this is, of course, your choice. So let's go through some of these pictures here, and I'll try to explain some of them to you. You can see this is that Tritakam meditation photo. This is the quote from the Khalsa Council meeting newsletter, where they say that they meditated on the Tritakam meditation picture of Yogi Bhajan instead of doing Ardas. Right here you can see this is a screenshot from their Khalsa Council meeting. This was in 2014. It says here, in closing the meetings, we did the Tritakam meditation together. Members shared how Sri Singh Sahib touched our lives. And this is the front cover of that, screenshot of that International Khalsa Council report, highlights from the fall 2014 meetings. You can see it there again, they're meditating on his Tritakam photo, Yogi Bhajan's photo. This is a large tantric painting that is in the Darbar Sahib of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, and you can see them doing Prakash here. This is in Espanola, New Mexico, and this huge 10-foot high painting looms over the Darbar Sahib there in Espanola. You can see another shot there of it. This again is that large painting. Now all of these organizations are tied together. This is something important to note. SikhNet, 3HO, all of these organizations, my understanding is that they pool all of their donations. So when you give donations to SikhNet, they go to all these organizations. Don't let them fool you. SikhNet has plenty of money. They don't need your money. They get all these grants and everything from Yogi T and the Akal Security. That's all the time we have time for now. But I hope you write to your Mustik and tell them to stop all these practices. Thank you for your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.